Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Jack and Jill Talks. I'm so happy you're here with us today. Whether you're listening on your morning commute, during your lunch break, or maybe right before bed, we are so glad you joined us.
Hey there, everyone. Great to have you back. And hey, if this is your first time here, welcome to the family. You're going to love it here. We always keep things real, fun, and super useful for your everyday English.
That's right. And honestly, today's topic is one that I think about a lot. Like, a lot. Because it's not just about English, it's about real life too.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Today we're talking about habits. Specifically, we're going to look at all the amazing English words, phrases, and expressions native speakers use when they talk about habits. Good ones, bad ones, and everything in between.
And by the end of this episode, you're going to be able to talk about your own habits in natural, confident English. You'll know how to describe your teens, explain why habits form, and even talk about breaking bad ones.
Here's a question for you before we begin. Do you have a habit you're proud of, or maybe one you're trying to break right now? Write it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, please share. And while you're down there, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Jack and Jill Talks so you never miss an episode. We upload new content every week just for you.
All right, let's get into it. Habits. They shape who we are, so let's learn how to talk about them in English.
Main Teaching Section 1, Basic Habit Vocabulary. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What exactly is a habit? In English, a habit is something you do regularly, often without thinking about it. The key phrase there is without thinking. That's what makes a habit different from just a normal activity.
Exactly, and there are some really useful words that go with habits. The first one is routine. A routine is a set of habits you do in order. So you might say, my morning routine starts with a glass of water. That means every morning the first thing you do is drink water.
I love that example. My morning routine is honestly chaotic, but we won't talk about that. Another great word is ritual. A ritual is like a routine, but it feels more special or meaningful. You might say, my Sunday morning coffee is my ritual. It's something you really look forward to.
Oh, I love that. Now here are two really important phrases. We say someone has a habit of doing something. For example, she has a habit of checking her phone first thing in the morning. Or he has a habit of forgetting where he puts his keys.
And notice the structure, has a habit of plus the verb with ing. So it's subject plus has a habit of plus verb ing. Can you make a sentence like that about yourself? Try it. Say it out loud right now.
That's great practice. Now let's talk about good habits versus bad habits. In English, we often say someone has good habits or bad habits, but we can also be more specific. A good habit might be called a healthy habit or a productive habit. A bad habit is sometimes called a destructive habit or just a nasty habit.
And there's one more word I really want you to know. Automatic. When a habit becomes automatic, you do it without any effort or thought, like brushing your teeth. You don't think, now I pick up the toothbrush. You just do it. Native speakers often say, it becomes second nature. That's a beautiful expression.
Second nature. Write that one down. It means something feels as natural as breathing. So to summarize this section, a habit is something you do regularly without thinking. We use routine for a set of habits, ritual for something meaningful, and second nature for something completely automatic.
Main Teaching Section 2, talking about building and breaking habits.
Now let's go a little deeper, because knowing the word habit is good, but being able to talk about building habits and breaking habits, that's where your English really starts to shine.
Right, and there are some fantastic phrases for this. When you want to start a new habit, we say you pick up a habit, develop a habit, or build a habit. For example, I'm trying to build a habit of reading before bed, or she picked up the habit of journaling during lockdown.
I love picked up. It's so casual and natural. And the opposite is just as interesting. When you stop a bad habit, we say you break a habit, kick a habit, or quit a habit. I'm trying to kick my habit of eating late at night. Doesn't that sound so natural?
It really does. Now, here's something important, formal versus informal. In more formal writing or speaking, you might say, I am attempting to eliminate a counterproductive habit. But in everyday conversation, you'd just say, I'm trying to break a bad habit. Always go for the natural version in daily life.
Okay, quick practice time. I'm going to say a situation and you tell me the right phrase. Ready? Situation 1. You started going to the gym every day. Do you say you broke a habit or built a habit?
Built. You built a habit of going to the gym. Good one. Situation 2. You used to bite your nails, but now you've stopped. Did you kick a habit or pick up a habit?
Kicked, you kicked the habit of biting your nails. You're doing great. Now here's a tip. Native speakers often use 3 specific phrases together. First, they identify the habit. Second, they explain when it started. Third, they say whether it's good or bad. For example, I have a habit of making lists. I started doing it in college. It's honestly one of my best habits.
Try that structure yourself. Write your own 3-sentence habit story in the comments. We really do read them, and we love seeing your English in action.
Main Teaching Section 3, Habits in Conversation and Everyday English.
All right, Section 3, and this one is my personal favorite because we're talking about how habits come up in real, everyday conversations, not just describing your own habits, but talking about other people's habits too.
And this is where things get really interesting because English has some wonderfully colorful expressions for this. If someone does something so often that it's become a part of who they are, you might say, "That's just the way he is," or "She's a creature of habit." Oh, that's a good one.
A creature of habit. I love that phrase. It means someone who always does the same things in the same way. You could say, my dad is a total creature of habit. He eats the same breakfast every single day. It's not mean, it's just descriptive.
Exactly. And another great expression is old habits die hard. This means it's very difficult to stop doing something you've done for a long time. I know fast food is bad for me, but old habits die hard. You've probably heard that one before.
Such a classic. Now, what about when habits affect other people? If someone's habit bothers you, in English, you might say, I can't stand the way he, or it drives me crazy when she. For example, it drives me crazy when my roommate leaves dishes in the sink. It's such a bad habit.
And if you want to be polite about it, you can soften it by saying, I've noticed you tend to. Tend to is a really polite, natural way to talk about someone's habits. I've noticed you tend to leave early. Is everything okay? See how gentle that sounds?
Okay, mini practice. Imagine your friend is always late. Can you make a sentence using tend to? Say it out loud. Something like, I've noticed you tend to arrive late. Try it now.
Love it. And don't forget, when you're talking about your own habits to someone new, it's a great conversation starter. I have a habit of is a really wonderful way to share something personal and get a conversation going. People love talking about habits.
Okay, time for our favorite section, common mistakes. And look, we've both made these errors ourselves, so there's zero judgment here. Mistakes are how we learn. Let's look at 4 really common ones.
Mistake number 1, saying I have habit instead of I have a habit. You always need that little article, a, before habit. I have a habit of drinking too much coffee, not I have habit. The article a is small, but it matters.
Mistake number 2, using the wrong verb form after habit of. Remember, it has to be verb plus ing, so it's a habit of waking up early, not a habit of wake up early. The ing form is essential here.
Mistake number 3, confusing used to and usually. These sound similar, but they mean different things. I used to run every morning means you did it in the past, but you don't do it anymore. I usually run every morning means you still do it now. Big difference.
Oh, that one trips so many people up. Here's a funny one from my own life. I once told someone, I am used to eat breakfast late, and they looked at me like I had 3 heads. The correct form is I am used to eating breakfast late. Again, verb plus ing after used to in this structure.
We've all been there. Mistake number 4, saying break when you mean skip. If you say, I broke my exercise habit, it sounds like you permanently stopped. But if you just missed one day, you say, I skipped my workout today. Breaking is permanent. Skipping is just once.
These are all so important. And remember, making mistakes doesn't mean you're bad at English. It means you're trying, and that's everything. Keep going.
Absolutely. Every mistake is just one step closer to fluency. You've got this.
Okay, let's have some fun with a quick activity. I'm going to give you 2 sentences, and you pick the correct one. Say your answer out loud. Don't just think it, say it.
Situation 1. Your friend stopped smoking 2 years ago. Do you say A, she broke her habit of smoking, or B, she used to have a habit of smoking?
Both are actually possible here, but B sounds more natural in casual conversation. She used to have a habit of smoking tells us it's in the past and she no longer does it.
Situation 2. You want to describe someone who always follows the same schedule. Do you say A, he's a creature of habit, or B, he has old habits?
A is much better. He's a creature of habit is a complete natural expression. He has old habits is a bit vague.
Situation 3. You started meditating every morning this month. Do you say A, I picked up a habit of meditating, or B, I broke a habit of meditating?
Definitely A. You pick up a new habit. You break a bad one. Great work if you got that right.
Now, here's your challenge. Can you create your own sentence using one expression from today? Write it in the comments, use creature of habit, old habits die hard, kick a habit, or second nature, whichever feels most natural to you right now. We can't wait to read them.
Wow, we covered so much today. Let's do a quick recap of everything you've learned. You now know key vocabulary like routine, ritual, and second nature. You know how to talk about building habits and breaking them using natural phrases. And you've got some really natural, expressive phrases that native speakers actually use every day.
That's right. We covered 3 big areas today. First, the core vocabulary of habits. Second, how to talk about forming and breaking habits using natural phrases. And third, how habits come up in real conversations, including expressions like creature of habit and old habits die hard.
Honestly, I hope today's episode reminded you that English isn't just about grammar rules. It's about life, and habits are such a human topic. Everyone has them, everyone talks about them. So now you can join that conversation with confidence.
Here's something to think about. What's one habit you want to build this month? And more importantly, how would you describe it in English? Now, think about it, write it down, and share it with us in the comments.
We would genuinely love to know. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like, share it with a friend who's learning English, and subscribe to Jack and Jill Talks if you haven't already. Your support means the world to us and helps us keep making content for you.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. Keep practicing, keep showing up, and remember, every great habit starts with just one small step. You're already taking it by being here. See you next time.